My name's Nate Gormley. I'm a recovering drug addict, alcoholic. Used heavily for 20 plus years. Was at the end of my rope. Had every law enforcement agency after me, staring death in the face. Went into treatment on August 28th, 2016. That was the last day I had a drink or drug or anything. And that was where it all began. Went through inpatient treatment, got into their halfway house. I didn't have a driver's license. I didn't have any money. According to the state of Oklahoma, I was homeless. God gave me back the ability to dream and put a dream on my heart to start my own business. And I did. Started raking leaves. Raking leaves turned into cutting grass, and that turned into trimming trees. And then I got a driver's license, and then I've hired my first employee. And I knew as soon as I'd done that, that's what I was meant to do. I'm the owner of Oklahoma Fence and Construction. Started in also 2016. So we didn't start off as a fence company. We started off just doing anything people would pay us for. And we didn't build our first fence until early 2019. And we went from that one fence in 2018 to doing almost $250,000 worth of fences in 2019. Before 2020, I asked the crew, how do y'all feel about just being a fence company instead of cutting grass, trimming trees, whatever someone was asking us to do, that was legal. They said, we would love that. We hate cutting grass, So in 2020, we officially became Oklahoma Fence and Construction, said no to all the lawn and landscape stuff, strictly built fences. In February of 2020, we landed our largest job, still to date, $250,000 job, one job. And in that year, we done, I think, almost 800,000 in fences. Last year, we did over 2.8 million, 100% employing recovering addicts and alcoholics. The mission behind Oklahoma Fence and Construction is not building fences, it's building people. I tell people all the time, I'm in the people building business. I want to take people that don't have an opportunity anywhere else and provide them with a job, but also teach them what it's like to change their life, what it's like to get up, do an honest day's work for an honest day's pay. I know when God put that idea on my heart, I was like, God, that's a horrible idea to only hire addicts and alcoholics. We're never going to get any work, but it's the number one reason why we got work. In 2007, when I was still in alcoholism and addiction, the last real job I had was working at a company called Tulsa Tube Bending. I worked there from 2007 till 2012, I believe. The owner and the president of this company, I knew they were great people. They gave me a lot of chances, a lot of opportunities that no other place would have given me. I learned so much while I was there, and I wasn't even trying to learn anything. Like I said, I still had the monkey on my back of addiction. And as that demon got bigger, I stole from this company. I robbed them.
I remember the interview with Nate. We had a welding position that was open, and he came in, we interviewed, and just right away you could tell Nate had more on the ball than a typical person. But I remember after the interview, Nate got up, walked out, and I turned to Lauren, I said, that dude's got a lot on the ball. We offered Nate the job, he accepted the job, and he was good, but Nate had issues. He was not a happy guy. He was very good at what he did, but there was something missing. So we saw Nate as somebody that had this tremendous potential, but was unable to realize it. We offered him a position in the plant office. He accepted, did a very, very good job. But I guess, if you will, old Nate was a totally different person than what he is today. He knew he had tremendous abilities, but he was almost in his own way. Nate's a bright guy. He found ways that he could steal from the company. Actually even circumvented some of our IT systems so that he could pay himself more. He was stealing for the company, he was using company credit cards. It was a terrible deal. We decided not to press charges, but instead lay out all this information to Nate, tell him that we're going to let him go. Really, our intent was to hope that that would be the bottom. This would be something that would kickstart him eventually into realizing his potential.
He wrote a letter to us, a nice long letter. The letter started with kind of, an apology and then, a little brief history of this is where I went. This is how far down my life went. This is what I'm doing with my life right now. I reckon I owe you about $10,000. I am going to start paying you back.
And each month, as much money as I could, I think over the course of probably 2 years, I got to where I only owed them $2,400. So I wrote the check, sat down and typed an email, sent it to Brad. I'm sending this check. If by my records, then we should be good as far as the debt's concerned. And wanted to thank him again for all that I had learned and kind of let them know what all Oklahoma Fence had been doing over the last 2 years. Without them even realizing it, they played a large role in that, because there's no way I could have grown this company the way I did having not had been around them and seeing what it was like to be a good leader.
We wrote him back. We are incredibly impressed with what you've done. Laura and I, our president and I, started having monthly meetings with Nate, and it was like a totally different person in that same skin.
He was just kind of picking our brain and just saying, what I really want to do is I want to hire people like me. And that's when we started talking about second chance offenders or recovering addicts. That was very appealing to me. There's a lot of second chance offenders. There's a lot of recovering addicts out there. We can bring in some of your people from your fence company that you currently have working there if you decide you want to do that. And we can develop a system to do that.
We came up with a plan to successfully close down Oklahoma Fence and Construction, bring all of my crew to Tulsa Tube Bending. I would take a management position in new product development, process improvement, and we would begin giving people second chances, just like the fence company did. It wasn't an easy decision, but I thought, this is a company that I could put my crew at that can pay them starting out more than I ever could. They can give them health insurance. They're gonna have 401k. They'll be able to retire with dignity and not work themselves into an early grave. Really what we're trying to do here is prove to the world that you can build a successful company, and you can do it by hiring the folks that most people won't even give a chance. And we proved that. So there's an entire sector out there, an entire community that is being overlooked, that are just dying to have an opportunity. What better time to do it, and what better place than Oklahoma, that has the highest incarceration rate of any democracy on the planet. It's my mission for Oklahoma to be known as the land of second chances, rather than the land where you leave on probation. Because that's true. Come to Oklahoma on vacation, leave on probation. Yeah, that's what they say.
We can work to bring help to these people and offer chances for them, because we all need that. Nobody should be defined by a mistake.
When you reach out to people that are in need, they recognize that. They'll give you a second chance if you make a mistake. It's the right thing to do, and it's a great business thing to do, and what a wonderful way to spend your life.
A huge thank you to all of our customers. They done it because of the mission. Thank you so much. I never dreamed we would be as successful as we are, and we've been able to help so many people. I'm sorry. It's been truly a gift, and it's all been because of the people that support us, the customers. We've had customers that would wait 6 months to have their fence built just so it could be built by these people. And thank you. I cannot say thank you enough.